Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to show you how to loom knit these big Santa socks. Now you can hang these up for Christmas. Now they're a nice big size and it opens up quite big and you'll get lots and lots of little gifts inside these big socks, and I'm going to show you how to make them. Okay? So what you need to do is, we're going to do this rim first. Now it's a double rim, very much the way you do a hat. So what you're going to need is, I'm going to do the sock in blue and I'm going to do the rib in white. So you need a ball of white and a ball of blue. Now I'm doing the sock on a 36 pin wheel. Now I got a set of 4, all different sizes, for only £8 in Hobbycraft. Now you'll need a pair of scissors, and when you buy your loom you get one of these little hooks and you get a little plastic darning needle, so we'll need this at the end. So I'm going to bring this down so you can see how to do this E-wrap stitch. Now just ignore those little marks, that's just me been playing around with my rope. Now you're going to knit with 2 strands of wool. Okay, so we've got 2 strands and you're going to do a slip knot. So a slip knot is just roll it around your fingers and slip it through this hook. Hold this end and make yourself a little knot, and we're going to pop that on there and we're going to tighten it up. So I'm going to show you what's called an E-wrap. Now you go behind the pin and just wrap it around like the letter E. Behind the pin and around, behind the pin and around the pin with a nice even tension. Now as you knit, you will find your own tension. So we're just going around all these pins, behind the pin and around. Just make sure that your little ladder part here, this little part, is on the back and it's not at the front, so it's at the back. So we're just going to go around and around. Doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed, as long as you keep winding the same way all the time. So once you get to the end here, just go, do another row, just go on the top of this one. Make sure you don't miss any of the pegs out. So we're just going to continue right around this circle. Now you can do it one by one, but this is the way I do it. I just do it this way. Now I'm going to lock this one in by taking this stitch over and putting it to the back. Now as you can see the little bend on this, if you just hook in here, you can go this way, up through the bottom and up over the top. I'm just going to chuck this little bit in. I'm just going to pull that little end in through there. There we go. So down through the bottom and up over the top and push it down. Up and over. Push it down. Up and over the peg and push it down, up and over. And up and over, and up and over. Now when you get back to this one, this is you back at the start again. So we've done one one row here and another little row here. This is how you count them. You count them with these little ladder spaces. You'll see more once I've knitted quite a bit more of this. So we're going to knit 20 rows. So take your wool to the back and wrap around again, all the way around. Now you can just do one at a time. You can do it, it's up to you if you want to do a few at a time, or do one at a time, or wrap them all like I do, and then continue on. So we're going to wrap all this all the way around, and we're going to knit 20 rows. So now I've got my 20 rows knitted. Now what you need to do is, to make this part, we're going to have to double it up. Now I've used 2 strands of wool. If you want to make this thicker, you can use 3 strands of wool to make it nice and thick. But for this one, I've only used 2. Follow it down here so that you get to your little ladder, the very last one, and you're going to hook it up over the top of the peg. So this was a starting one. That's why I left that little tail. So the next one, just catch your last little ladder and put it over here. And then your last little one, as you can see, it does look like the rungs of a ladder. Put it over the peg, and that one over the peg, and that one, the last one, over all of these pegs. So there we go. That gives us our bib for the top of our sock. So now what we're going to do is, you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut a length off. Just cut that off because we're going to add our blue. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to take this bottom one and we're going to put it over the top. So take the bottom stitch and bring it over the top, just like this. So you're going to take the bottom and flip it over to the top. Take the bottom one, flip it over to the top. So once we've got that done, and we're back to our beginning, we're going to attach our blue wool. Now again, it's 2 strands. So it's double knitting wool. The wool's double knitting. So what you've got is your 2 strands. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take one of your white and I'm going to tie it to the blue. I'm going to tie on the other one. See if I can get it a little bit closer this time. We're going to do our E-wrap and we're going to knit 30 rows. So just do the same as we did with the white. We're just going to wrap around the peg. Make sure this little ladder part, this part here, is at the back of the peg, just to keep your pattern like this. So you just wind around, all the way around like we did before. You can go all the way around if you want, and then you're going to take your stitch from the bottom and you put over the top. Just like this, all the way around, and we're going to knit 30 rows. So we're going to continue to knit all the way around, and we're going to do 30 rows, and I'll be back when I've done that. Now I have done my 30 rows. I've got my rib already done. So what we're going to do now is, so we're actually going to do this part of the heel that leads to the toe. Now the heel and the toe are exactly done the exact same way. Now these hooks come in 4 different sizes. There is a bigger one after this, and there's 2 smaller ones. This is the 36 peg loom. Now what you have to do, whatever size of loom you're using, you have to half it. So start from here, and half of 36 is 18. Yeah, 18. So just count around your 18 pegs, and I've tied a piece of red wool here. Don't knit it. Don't knit it. That's your marker for when we're doing the reducing for the heel. Now your other peg, I'm going to tie this other colour here. It's just so that you know where to start and where to stop. So I'm going to tie this on, but we're not going to knit it. We're not going to knit that. That's just a little marker. So what we're going to do is, this is the start of our peg. You're going to start the heel. Sorry about my nails, I broke them all a few days ago. Do your E-wrap around this peg, and then knit it. Then what you're going to do is, you're going to go back around like this. Make sure your wool comes to the back, and then you're going to do your E-wrap. Now you're going from right to left with this. So with this one, leave it with the 2 here. Just leave these 2 stitches here and knit along the line till you get to your other marker. So leave that one, just leave it there with the 2 sets of stitches. Just leave it. Now just continue to knit along in your E-wrap. I'm just going to wind it along a bit for a bit more. It's a little strange because you're going from right to left. So you just keep knitting as normal along to the end to where your other marker is. To this marker here, to your next marker, and you just hold it there, finish your knitting. Now you can either knit stitch by stitch or just do it the way I'm doing it, but you'll find a comfortable way for you to knit on your loom. There is no strict guidelines on using these looms. Now when you get to this marker here, you're going to knit the stitch, and then what you're going to do is, you're going to come back around that stitch, come back around that marker, and leave that one, and then do your E-wrap back the way. You're going to go back to that other side. So just leave that one, leave it there, and knit the next one along. So leave that one where that marker is, and we're going to knit all the way back. Now that's the one we started with. We started with this one. So we're going to knit this one, because it's part of that row. And then again, you're going to wrap it around this peg and leave it. So we're going to go behind the pegs and knit all the way back. So now we will have 2 unknitted stitches. So we've got 1, 2. So don't touch those ones. Just knit back that way. So now we've got back to here. I'm going to knit this one. Now we're going to work back that way again. So we're going to wrap that peg and leave it. And then we're going to start doing our E-wrap to knit. So we've got 1, 2 here. So we've got 1, 2 here, and we have 1, 2 unknitted. We're going to work back and forward, and we're going to reduce our way in. So we've got 2 here. I'm going to work my way back around to this other side. So now we're back at this side again, and this is our 2 that we left. Now this is going to be our next one. So you wrap your wool around that peg and then start working your way back. Make sure your wool, the little ladder part of your wool, goes to the back. So we're going to leave that one. So now we have 3. And then wind your wool back around so you can turn and go back the other way. So we're going to leave that one this time. So that's us got 3 at this side. And start knitting from here and work our way back along to the other side. So now we have 1, 2, 3 unknitted ones, and we have 1, 2, 3 on this side. So we're going to work back to here and then work back, and slowly we're going to come into the middle, and we'll only have 4 pegs that are not done. These are the 4 pegs that only have 1. You've got 7 going that way that are double, and 7 going that way that are double that we've reduced. So what it's going to do is, it's going to make this part. So now what we have to do is we have to start going back out the way. So it doesn't look as if it's doing anything, but actually it is. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to start going back and adding these in. So we've got our 4 stitches, so now we have to start increasing again. So what you're going to do is, you're going to wrap your wool around, and you're going to knit these ones. Just catch those 2 sets of stitches, and then you're going to do your E-wrap back again to there. So you're going back to where your doubles are. Knit this one, the single one. Now we're going to knit this double one. So we're just going to go around there, catch both those stitches, and loop them around. Now we're going to knit back again. So remember, and knit that stitch, and work your way back. So now we've got to our next double one. So you're going to knit that stitch in, take the 2 up, there we go. You're going to go around, your peg and knit it again. And then work your way back. So again we'll come to this double one. So we're going to knit the double one. And then we're going to knit it again. And work our way back. Now what it's doing is it's making this little pocket for the heel. So once it's finished, the heel will stand out like this. It's making your heel look like that. So I'm going to work my way back and forward and include these stitches back in, and then I'll take that off. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Stitches to get back to where my wool is, where my marker wool is. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave the marker wool because we're going to need it to do the toe. So I'm going to knit in this last double stitch here. Now we're going to knit this one and work our way along to the last one here and work our way back, and then that'll be the heel completed. Now as you can see, you've got your little pocket here. Can you see that little pocket? And that's your heel. And that's your heel there. So I'm at the last one here. So I'm going to knit it. And then I'm going to work my way back. That's that last one included in. I'm leaving that there. I'm going to leave that because you'll need that to do the toe. So I'm going to work my way back for the last time. So that's us back to the beginning, and we're back to single stitches all the way around. And there's a little pocket in there for your heel. Now that's the heel of your sock. It will be like this once you've done it. You can't really see it just now. So that's the heel of the sock done. Now what we're going to do is, we are going to continue to knit around for 15 rows. So now you knit 15 rows. Leave that there because we're going to need that. Leave that one and that one. We're going to need those to do the toe. Now you do the toe exactly the same way as you've done the heel. So I'm going to continue all the way around to knit 15 rows, and I'll be back when I've done that. So now I've finished knitting this part of the foot. So that's this part, this long part here, till we get to the toe. So now we're going to do the toe. Now the toe is done exactly the same as we did the heel. So that's why I've left the red tag here. in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the stitches like we did the first time until we get to 4 pegs, and then we'll go back out again and we'll increase it back to here. So like before, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around this peg, and then we're going to knit it, and then we're going to wrap around the peg and leave that stitch there this time, and we're going to do a little E-wrap to the left, so when you get to this one, again what we're going to do is we're going to knit it, and then we're going to wrap it around and go behind the peg again, and we're going to leave this one. So we're going to wind back the way, so we're going to knit back along here like we did for the heel. So we've left that one, so we've got a double one here and a double one here. So this is how you reduce it. So we're reducing our stitches again, just exactly the same way as we did for the heel. And we'll leave that one this time, and we'll start knitting from here. So slowly, so now we have 3 here, and we have 3 here. So we're going to keep reducing in until we've only got 4 pegs left, and I'll be back when I've done that. So now we've got ourselves reduced to 4 pegs. 1, 2, 3, 4 knitted pegs, and the rest all have our 2 reduced stitches on. So now what we need to do is we need to increase the stitches again, just like we did in the heel. Now we need to work to bring it all back into line. So we have our four stitches left, and these are all our double ones where we've decreased to here. So now we need to increase again. So we're going to wrap it around this first one with our double stitches, and we're going to knit it. That's that one knitted. So you're going to wrap it around, knit it again, and then we're going to wrap around to this one. And we're going to take this little marker off. That's that done. So now you can see your toe. So this is the toe. This is the bottom of the toe. This is the bottom of the toe. So now what we're going to do is we're going to gather all of this in. So what you need to do now is get yourself a nice long length of wool and cut it. Get your little darning needle. Put that through. Now what we're going to do is you're going to slip your darning needle through your first stitch and take it off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this stitch take it off. Just thread your wool. You might get into a little bit of a muddle. Thread your wool through the stitch. And then you're going to go to this side. And you're going to pull your wool through this one. And cross over to the next one. So we're going to go back and forward like this all the way along. So switching. Switch off these. Move to this side. Switch this one. Switch this one. Stitches as they start to pop off. But make sure you've got your wool through first. Make sure you've got your little stitch done first. Catch your last one. Take your hook away. And what you're going to do is, you're just going to slowly just tighten your stitches. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull all that together. Just do it gently. Just pull all those stitches together. There you go. And then I'm going to trim it off. Just like that. And there we go. So there we go. There is our little Santa sock. And here are the other Santa socks that I've made. I've made a red one. Now you can do the heel and the toe in the white. It's up to you. If you want a thicker rib, then use 3 strands of wool. I've only used 2 on this one, the new one. So this one has got a longer foot. So it's up to yourself how long you make these. This is a little bit smaller. You can see the difference that 5 rows is made. This one's got 15 rows here. This one's got 20 rows here. But it just shows you that you can make these beautiful little Santa socks. Well, they're not that small. So there we go. So give this a little try on your loom. It's really quite easy. Once you get to grips on how to do the heel, you do the heel the same way as you do the toe. So give this little Santa sock a try with your loom. I got mine. I got a set of 4 from Hobbycraft in the UK. It was only £8 and that's the cheapest place I've actually seen them in the UK. Now there are other hobby places that will sell these as well. You can find them on eBay and Amazon. So once again, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. It does give my channel a little bit of moral support.